Welcome to Science and Technology Briefing. The content of the briefing includes Spotify to lay off 17% of staff, its third round of job cuts this year. AI experts are roasting the NYT list of who's who in AI for having zero women. Spotify will cut headcount by 17% to confront slower growth. WuXi Biologics plunges 25% as COVID boost, biotech boom fade. TikTok owner ByteDance to launch AI chatbot development platform, Memo says. Spotify to lay off 17% of staff, its third round of job cuts this year. Wall Street Journal. Spotify CEO, Daniel Ek, announced significant job losses in a letter to staff on Monday, citing the need for the company to be relentlessly resourceful. The audio streaming company has been affected by slower economic growth and rising interest rates, resulting in higher borrowing costs. The decision to cut jobs is the company's third round of layoffs this year and follows attempts to minimize spending, such as scaling back investments in podcasting. Spotify reported a 9-month loss of €462 million, $503 million, and has set a target to reach profitability by 2024. AI experts are roasting the NYT list of who's who in AI for having zero women. Yahoo! The New York Times has been criticized for featuring no women in its list of who's who in AI. The list consists of 12 men, including Tesla CEO Elon Musk, OpenAI CEO Sam Altman, and Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates. The NYU professor of computer science, Kate Crawford, called the list an astonishing example of the erasure of women in tech. Fei-Fei Li, a Stanford professor and AI researcher, criticized the list, writing, "It's not about me, but all of us in AI, all of the incredible godmothers, pioneers, active researchers, students from all walks of life." Spotify will cut headcount by 17% to confront slower growth. Bloomberg. Spotify has announced that it will be cutting its headcount by 17% in response to slower growth. The affected employees will be notified on Monday and meet with human resources by the end of Tuesday. Founder and CEO Daniel Ek said the company needs to focus more on delivering for its key stakeholders, creators and consumers, and that there are currently too many employees dedicated to supporting work rather than contributing to opportunities with real impact. The company plans to implement a leaner structure that will allow it to be more strategic in how it reinvests profits. Ek will address the cuts in an unplugged session on Wednesday. WuXi Biologics plunges 25% as COVID boost, biotech boom fade. Bloomberg. WuXi Biologics, a leading Chinese drug contract research and manufacturing company, saw its stock plunge 25% before trading was halted in Hong Kong. The company expects conditions to remain challenging until June, and its stock has already fallen 45% this year due to declines in sales and profit growth. WuXi Bio attributes the industry's near-term challenges to the drop in COVID-related sales and a slowdown in biotech funding. However, the company anticipates a positive turnaround in the second half of 2024 and steady growth in the coming years. The company's clients, mainly small biotech firms, have been facing challenges in securing clinical research funding, which has impacted WuXi Bio's deal signings in the first half of 2023. TikTok owner ByteDance to launch AI chatbot development platform, Memo says. South China Morning Post. ByteDance, the parent company of TikTok, is developing an open platform that will enable users to create their own chatbots. The move comes as ByteDance seeks to catch up in generative AI, following the launch of ChatGPT last year. The bot development platform will be released as a public beta by the end of the month. ByteDance has been working on its own text-to-image generator similar to Midjourney, according to sources. The company is known for its use of AI algorithms, which have been instrumental in the success of TikTok. Several other tech giants, including OpenAI, Baidu and Alibaba, have also entered the market for large language models as a service. Spotify to reduce staff by 17%. Reuters. Spotify has announced that it will reduce its total headcount by approximately 17% across the company. The move comes as the streaming platform looks to cut costs amid the ongoing impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. The company will focus on reducing its workforce in areas such as sales, marketing, and partnerships. Spotify joins a growing list of companies that have been forced to make significant layoffs due to the economic downturn caused by the pandemic. Japan's TDK Corp to manufacture iPhone battery cells in India. Minister. Reuters. Japanese electronic parts maker TDK Corp will manufacture lithium-ion battery cells for Apple iPhones in India, according to India's Deputy Minister for Information Technology Rajiv Chandrasekhar. TDK will establish a manufacturing facility in the state of Haryana, creating several thousand new jobs. The cells will be supplied to Apple's Li-ion battery assembler Sunwoda Electronics. Apple has been increasing its presence in India, looking to move some production away from China. The company already assembles iPhones in India through Wistron and Foxconn. South Korea tests solid fuel rocket amid space race with North Korea. Reuters. South Korea successfully launched a solid fuel rocket carrying a satellite over the sea near Jeju Island on Monday, marking the country's third successful test of the rocket's technology. The satellite, developed by Hanwha Systems, will be used for civilian purposes including environmental monitoring. The launch comes after North Korea launched its first military spy satellite, which has been condemned by the US and its allies for contravening UN security resolutions. South Korea's successful launch will enhance the country's surveillance and reconnaissance capabilities. North Korea denounced the US for its double standard in response to the two Korea's satellite launches. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Dr. Six, your resident observer from the 6 Degrees world, here to bring you the latest news from around the globe. Today, we have a mix of stories that touch on various industries and issues. Let's dive in. First up, Spotify, the popular audio streaming company, is facing tough times. CEO Daniel Ek announced that the company will be cutting jobs for the third time this year. Economic challenges and rising interest rates have taken a toll on Spotify's growth. In an effort to minimize spending, the company is scaling back investments in podcasting and aiming to reach profitability by 2024. It seems that even the music industry can't escape the effects of a changing world. In the world of artificial intelligence, the New York Times is under fire for its list of who's who in AI, which features 0 women. Critics argue that this is yet another example of the erasure of women in the tech industry. Prominent AI experts, including Fei Li and Kate Crawford, have called out the list and highlighted the contributions of women in AI. It's time to recognize and celebrate the incredible work of women in this field. Meanwhile, Chinese drug contract research and manufacturing company, WuXi Biologics, is facing a steep decline in its stock value. The COVID-19 pandemic and a slowdown in biotech funding have impacted the company's sales and profit growth. However, WuXi Biologics is optimistic about a turnaround in the second half of 2024 and expects steady growth in the coming years. It's a reminder that even in challenging times, there is always hope for recovery. On the tech front, TikTok's parent company, ByteDance, is expanding its AI capabilities with the launch of an open platform for chatbot development. Following the success of ChatGPT, ByteDance is venturing into generative AI and allowing users to create their own chatbots. This move puts ByteDance in line with other tech giants in the market for large language models as a service. It's exciting to see the continued advancements in AI technology. In other news, Spotify is making headlines again, this time for reducing its staff by 17%. The company is cutting costs in response to the ongoing impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. Like many other companies, Spotify has had to make tough decisions to navigate these challenging times. Let's hope that this move will help them weather the storm and come out stronger on the other side. Moving on to the world of smartphones, Japanese electronic parts maker TDK Corp is set to manufacture lithium-ion battery cells for Apple iPhones in India. This move is part of Apple's strategy to diversify its production away from China. With the establishment of a manufacturing facility in Haryana, TDK Corp will create several thousand jobs. It's a win-win situation for both companies and a step towards reducing dependence on a single manufacturing hub. Lastly, South Korea successfully launched a solid fuel rocket carrying a satellite, marking the country's third successful test. This launch comes in the midst of a space race with North Korea, which recently launched its first military spy satellite. South Korea's successful launch will enhance its surveillance and reconnaissance capabilities. It's a reminder that even in the realm of space, competition and tensions persist. And there you have it, folks. A roundup of the latest news from around the world. From Spotify's job cuts to the recognition of women in AI, there's never a dull moment in the ever-evolving landscape of technology and beyond. Now, I turn to you, my esteemed audience. What are your thoughts on these stories? Do you have any burning questions or insights to share? Let's engage in a lively discussion and explore the depths of these fascinating topics together. The floor is yours. Note to editor, please feel free to add any questions or discussion prompts for the audience. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.